All right, shalom, shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ukakadash. All right, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, have taught us His word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect that are also pushing His word in truth and sincerity, starting with 144,000 across the four corners of the earth, as well as the little mountains that believe. All right, so in today's class, we're going to go into, as you see the title, it says the book of the law is open, which is the scriptures, the Bible, the Holy Scriptures. And Esau, you're guilty. Okay, the scriptures talk about how Esau is the accuser of the brethren, but we're also accusing you. And we're accusing you with the book of the law, and you're guilty, all right, according to the scriptures. So I got this clip that, took us about like 20 minutes to get because Esau clipped it on Rumble, but we got it here on Odyssey. And you see the brothers here. This is from a couple years ago, Boston camp. And it says here racial supremacy and, black Hebrews. We're not black Hebrew Israelites, but we're Hebrew Israelites. Now I'm just going to play about 4 minutes of this clip, and then we're going to bring out the scriptures.
They can reap benefits annually every year. They make millions of dollars.
Not only that, but if you look at the history of the Jews over the last 2,000 years, have they been blessed by God? No, they've been persecuted and hated in every country that they've ever been in. This book right here has a list of all of the countries that the Jews have been thrown out of over the last 1,000 years. And when you look at this huge list, you have to ask.
And it's like over 110 countries that Edom has been kicked out of, the Amalekites. Okay, and you know what? Since he's saying that, let me get this real quickly. That's prophecy too. When you read about Job 30. All right, real quick here. This is Job 30:1, and it reads, "But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock." All right, and Job was talking about Esau, Edom. Okay, and them being younger than us means that they're actually on a lower level than us as Israelites. Okay, they're base. Esau is a base man. It's a base creature. All right, and when it comes to these Edomites, and bestiality, that's how they get down. They get down with bestiality, get down with pedophilia, right? All manners of sexual immorality come from Esau, Edom. All right, so it says, verse 2, "Yea, whereunto might the strength of their hands profited me, in whom old age was perished, for want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in the former time, desolate and waste." Okay, back when they, Esau, Edom's the real caveman. This is back when they were living in the wilderness, all right, living in caves, right, up in the Caucasus Mountains. Okay, hence where you get the term Caucasian. And then it says here, verse 4, "Who cut mallows by the bushes and Jupiter roots for their meat." Right? And I'm pretty sure you brothers always bring this out. The mallows goes into the marshmallows, no? That's the same plant that you use for marshmallows.
Yeah.
Con. Which is what has pork in it, no?
Marshmallow.
You add pork in it.
Okay, he adds pork in it.
That's gelatin.
And ruin everything. When he's giving it to, us and whoever he does. But go ahead. Wow.
Yeah, so I'll read it again. It says, "Who cut up mallows by the bushes and Jupiter roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief." All right. Just going, and this is how we know you can link the spirit that's in Esau, Edom. It's the same spirit that was in Cain. The curse of Cain was that he would be a fugitive and a vagabond. And a fugitive is someone that's always on the run. Okay. It says here, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks, right? Caucasus Mountains. You also have what's it called? The red salt rocks or something like that. I forgot what it was called. You have another place that Esau dwelt as well.
Petra.
And when you look at the Petra, Petra. That's right. And it says here, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. Yeah, man, they weren't speaking English in that time. The Lord had them at a base level, and they basically were just making sounds with one another to communicate. And that's the power of the Lord, man, because the same people that we're talking about right now are the same people that rule the world right now.
I got something to add to what you just said.
Yeah, Khan, go ahead.
I Googled who were the wild men. So I don't know if you want to do the same. Don?
Wild man.
Wild man. You can see. I got Elder, maybe you can Google who were the wild men.
Khan. Who were the wild men?
Yeah, wild men. Who were the wild men?
Men.
Who were the wild men?
Wild men.
Khan. See?
Right. So what is it says here? The wild man of the woods, or woods, a mythical figure and motif that appears in the art and literature of medieval Europe, comparable to the satyr or Froon type in classical mythology. Sylvanus, the Roman god of woodlands, and look at these pictures.
So the colored one, because it
Say
says
it again.
The colored one.
The third one.
The first one.
Oh, the first one. Okay, Khan.
Because remember, it says it's mythical, right? So why would you have a coat of arms? Where is it? Blank.
Just waiting for it to pop up here.
Okay.
It's just loading.
Because they said it's a medieval time. It'll be the same. See? Give it, scroll down a bit. All right.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
That's right there, and it's a coat of arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just typing
Look at that.
Wildman versus Blackamoor. Right? You see that it was Esau in the tapestry. See, that's them right there, the caveman. See?
Yep. Esau Edom. Yep.
Here.
This is your shameful spewing, man. Yeah.
And those things look like skull and bone on top. All the bone them.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's the man. That's the guy.
The Wildman versus the Moor.
Right.
That's when they're coming into power. So go back out to Google.
Khan.
Just gonna prove something.
And scroll down here.
No, go back out and put Wild Men versus Moor.
Okay.
And then we know the Moor.
Okay.
It was what Israel were calling themselves.
Okay. So Wild Man versus Moor.
Yeah.
Wild Man versus Moor.
Class.
Oh, look at that.
Right.
144.
40, yeah.
Khan. Kahalaya watching your shot.
Go to images. Make it images. Comes up. Images.
Okay. Khan.
See? So that's all the history
Okay.
there.
Yeah, you see these Jakes.
Jake's flying with the wild men.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like this is a good pick right here.
Gone.
Let's see, man. Yeah, you
Blackamoor
can see this is
in the
Jake
14th century.
ruling.
Medieval time.
That's right.
Yeah, Khan. That's right.
It's not mythical. It's real.
Look at these guys, man.
Right? So we're making this stuff up, man. This is documented. But it's
That's
just
right.
like we didn't know what to look for.
That's right.
Beautiful.
That's right.
I have a
You can see,
precept.
look at this. This is Jake ruling.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Con.
Wow.
Connor Wack used to post that picture with the
Con. Malak, you say you had a precept?
I have a precept because this is what this lesson is going into. Simply put, man, he's going to be judged out of the book of the law, right? And we're going to go right to it, the decree. So get to Daniel 4:17, right? It was decree. Now, we usually use this precept not only to bring out Nebuchadnezzar, but it goes into who made the decree that the folks who have not received the laws, they're going to be base men. And it starts with this man right here that we just talked about, and the scriptures clearly declare that. So Daniel 4:17, if you could just read that, because it is a decree.
Daniel chapter 4 verse 17, and it reads, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men." Which starts with Esau, Edom, because guess what? All the other heathens that got time to rule are also base men too. But out of all those base men, Esau, Edom is the basis of them.
He's a bit beautiful. That's it.
Just want to see if I can. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see.
Beautiful.
As you can see here.
Put his tear is dropped. Get on out of there, man.
Yeah.
You got Nate up in there.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit just so you guys can see the contrast of what we're speaking about, because as you see here, like when you see, look at Jake shooting arrows, right? And then look at these guys. These are Edomites, right here.
Here,
yep.
Chasing them out.
Right? And look at chasing them out because of all the wickedness that they bring every time they come around, man. Look at them
run
here.
them out.
Right? Okay. So I'm gonna go back to this clip. Let me get this down here. Okay. All right. So look at these are all the places, as you see, Persia, Genoa, Naples, and these are the years that they were driven out from these areas. Italy, 1540, Naples, 1541. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and keep playing.
So why have they been so hated and persecuted everywhere that they've lived? And the answer is because of their blasphemy toward Christianity and because of their predatory lending practices.
They were a small minority of 2% of the population. At the time when Hitler came to power, 500,000 within 60 million German people. 500,000 among 60 million. They were a small minority. This small minority managed to control about 50%.
Yeah, and you basically have two classes within Edom, the nation of Edom. You have the top wicked elite, and then the rest, the average everyday Edomite. That's on a low level. Okay.
The media to give about 70% of all judges, to have a tremendous influence in movie and in theater and in literature. They were overrepresented. This is one thing. They were absolutely overrepresented, as today in England, in France.
Oh, those weren't Edomites, Zach?
No, man. But let it go still, you know. That's what it
here?
No, not there. It's all good,
Okay, Con. You sure?
Go ahead.
Okay.
And in the United States. Second, Jews were at the origin of a lot of catastrophic financial bank crashes in Germany between 1870 and 1920. In that time, they made a lot of crashes which have, this is all documented, it's not Nazi propaganda.
Oh, were you saying they're mixed up with the Sephardics, eh? Yeah. Con. That's true though. You bring that out, man. Bring it out, because that's a little bit You know, if you want to
No,
talk
so
about that a little bit.
when he's saying that the Jews was expelled from all those countries, what Esau has done, he's using the word Jews, right? And because you have a picture to see who he's talking about, those are actually our people, right? Because remember there was expulsion from Europe, and those are our people back there. But you know, mainly Benjamin and Judah, but some of the southern tribes were there as well, right? But back then they were in comes of that. There comes of Europeans, more Sephardics, right? All those names, right? So they're because they've taken our nationality and their heritage, they're acting as if it was them. Those are many, you know. Some of them are mixed in with this, but a lot of them are our people, man.
Yeah, you're right, because there was a lot of mixing and mingling, and the minority were the Edomites, but the majority were the Jakes.
Jake, yeah.
Propaganda or anti-Semitic or Arab propaganda. It's a lot of books have been published, even by Jewish Germans, about this problem. They have millions of German fathers have lost their incomes, their fortune, their savings because of these Jewish gangsters, bank gangsters, and speculation people.
Do you think if your people think something is a piece of crap and go out and sell that, and then your company bets against it, do you think that deserves your trust?
Our clients' trust is not only important to us, it's essential to us. It is why we're as successful a firm as we are and have been for 140 years.
So they make money out of creating and running ghettos. They make money out of financial terrorism. When these markets crash, they make billions. Hank Paulson and his crew made billions on the bailout in 2008. This is the way you conduct financial terrorism. We can load up more countries in debt, and of course that'll force those countries to put their folks into austerity like we're seeing in Greece. Again, Lloyd Blankfein, CEO of Goldman Sachs, and John Paulson, hedge fund manager, were in Greece 2 years before the recent austerity measures, plotting the takedown of Greece.
Oh, see? Look at this. Media playback was aborted due to corruption problem or because the media used features your browser did not. This is crazy. Esau cut it. Yo, they're watching, man. Esau cut it.
and real time too. Real time.
Yeah, Khan. Yo, let me try this one more time and see if we can get past a little here. Get past a. Oh yeah, they're cutting it. See, look at that.
Wow.
Hold on, let's see if we try one more time. Yeah, they won't let us play it. You see?
Hold on.
No, the internet's loaded. I have my internet connected to my phone, so it should be fast and good. But
yeah, they cut it off.
Play this.
What? Racial supremacy and black Hebrew
support.
Sorry?
They don't want everything out, man.
Racial supremacy.
They don't want it outside.
You're right. Come on.
You see that one?
Racial supremacy and
black Hebrew. How about that one?
Yeah, this is this one right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try this one and see.
Let me see something. Ephesians. What was it?
How far did you go in the video? Hold up.
Okay, we'll try right here from here.
Come. There you go.
Yeah.
Only solution.
Personally, I've been dreaming of this one for 3 years. I had a confession, which is I go to bed every night. I dream of another recession.
Published even by Jewish Germans about this problem.
Like we're seeing in Greece, again, Lloyd Blankfein, CEO of Goldman Sachs, and John Paulson, hedge fund manager, were in Greece 2 years before the recent austerity measures, plotting the takedown of Greece and the carve up of those assets. Again, who in the world has the balls to take these bankers down to the chopping block and freaking get rid of them like they did back 200 years ago? That's the only solution.
And that's why you see these people, and this is why the scriptures say that when the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn. And when the righteous are in rule, that they rejoice. So if you look at the state of the world, what emotion is being expressed on the earth? Anger, mourning. People are angry and they're mourning because the wicked are in rulership.
Personally, I've been dreaming of this one for 3 years. I had a confession, which is I go to bed every night. I dream of another recession. I dream of another moment like this. Why? Because people don't seem to maybe remember, but the 30s depression, the depression in the 30s, wasn't just about a market crash. There were some people who were prepared to make money from that crash. This is not a time right now to wishful thinking the government is going to sort things out. The governments don't rule the world. Goldman Sachs rules the world.
Excuse me, sir. Sir? Damn.
This is from Sarnetta University TV. So they got small clips from different areas.
Wow, that right there shows him something right there. You're a nigga. I ain't talking to niggas. Yo, he's like, yo,
go. Because you're the goy. That's what I'm about to say. Yep. Now, what is the goy? Goyim, goy. You have goy and goyim. Im is plural of goy. Goy means Gentiles or the ones who are not chosen. So anybody that's outside of the chosen seed of Israel, who they claim to be descendants of, you can dispose of them. You can use them. They're just tools or pawns in your hands that you can use. You know what I'm saying? All they're doing is consuming the resources of the earth that their God has given them. So you are just something to play with. This is why they have these banking cartels. This is why they're buying a real estate, because you don't mean nothing to them. Just like when they walk,
it's like translated in modern day terms as useless eaters, refugees, and stateless beings, stateless people. That would be the connotative terms that they use in media and literature and things of that nature. But that's all goyim. Cannon fodder. There you go.
So we're saying that because we are just collateral damage to a mission that they already have. You know what I'm saying? So their objective is to tramp. As you can just see, he walked through. This not. I mean, I've had encounters like that before too. They just walk by, don't say nothing to you because you can't even. I mean, for you to take the same serious. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why we need to be here and get it in, because it's very important for people to see that these niggas don't care about us.
Industry, the ones who hijack hip hop, such as being the ones that hijack black culture. That's the Jews eat off.
I was a little surprised by your acquisition of BET.
Right.
Expecting you to take on another
major company. We would take on as much cable programming, good cable programming as we could.
So, right, and I'm not gonna play the rest of this because into a couple other stuff, but basically you get the point when you see this clip that's put together, man. They're behind a lot of the wickedness and the evil that's on the earth, right? It's in terms of money laundering, in terms of what's it called, banking, fractional reserve, in terms of sexual immorality, witchcraft, even the music industry. He's going to go into the sodomy that goes on in the music industry and how they're behind all that too. So, and this is nothing new to us, but it's our job to continually bring out Esau's shameful spewing, because the world. Let me get this precept real quick. Psalms 85. Psalms 85 and 11. It reads, Psalms 85 and 11, truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. And right now, truth is springing out of the earth, all right, via prophecy. And that's why this devil is being exposed and has been exposed since really the 70s. Okay, so now I'm gonna go from here. I'm gonna go to Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm gonna read from 14 to 17. So Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 14, and it reads. It says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord Yahweh, as the waters cover the sea. And that's what you see right now. Right, the earth is being filled with the knowledge of the Lord, and that's this knowledge is being spoken of by the prophets, the true worshipers of the Lord. It says here, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. You know what? I'm actually going to read this in the NLT, this part here. Okay, so it says here, Habakkuk 2 and 14 in NLT. As far as the waters fill the sea, the earth will be filled with an awareness of the glory of the Lord Yahweh. What sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk, who force the neighbors goes into Israel, so-called Negroes, Latino, North American Indians, but also the heathens. And what are they drunk off of? They're drunk off of the wine of Babylon, okay, which is America today. And it says here, you force your cup on them so you can gloat over their shameful nakedness. But this is what this devil has done with Israel, going into the music industry, the sports industry, right? And it says here, but soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. And right now, this is his turn to be disgraced. Come drink and be exposed. Drink from the cup of the Lord's Yahweh's judgment, and all your glory will be turned into shame. You cut down the forest. Yeah, it's going off on this point. I just want to get that precept in that point. Okay, so going back to verse 17, it says here, for the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts, which made them afraid because of man's blood. And you know, these damn devils, man, if you go into what they do with these animals, all the animals are subject to being tested, right? Because Esau Edom is a mad scientist. A lot of the things that he puts out, he puts in, you know, his what's it called, his medical jokes. They all come from different samples. Like I read an article way back about how there's beaver's anus in certain things that these guys inject, you know, get you to inject your kids with, right? So this guy is
it's like flavoring, like
flavoring,
strawberry, a bunch of like the artificial flavoring is beaver's anus.
Con, the water, yeah. You know, and it says here, spoil of beast, which made them afraid because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
Mm-hmm.
What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, and the teacher of lies?
Mm-hmm.
And the maker of his work trusteth therein to make the dumb idols. Right? And it says here, woe unto them that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise. It shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver. And that's where they got that big block over there in the land. What do they call that thing? Where you have all those Ishmaelites gathering around.
Kabbalah stone?
Yeah, the Kabbalah stone over there in the land, right? And it says, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. So you got, you know, these people, see, that's why the scriptures say, Yahushua said, ye worship what ye know what, ye worship what ye know not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because there's only one true power in heaven, and that's the Most High Yahweh and his son, his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. Mm-hmm. And Esau, Edom, these starting with the top wicked elites, have spent a lot of energy, effort, and time and money in basically hiding the knowledge of the Lord. Okay, but because he's a carnal man, he lacked to understand that the Lord, okay, according to prophecy, would wake up the hopeful elect via the Holy Spirit, starting with Abba Bivens, which we believe to be Elijah coming back in the reincarnation. All right, in the 70s to kick this whole thing off. Okay, I'm gonna move. Hey, brothers, got precept before I move on. I'm gonna go to Isaiah 49 or Isaiah 47. Slack it. I'm just gonna read from verse 1 to 11. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." Okay, which is America today. The virgin daughter of Babylon is America. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. We'll look up the word Chaldeans real quick. Chaldeans here. So it says, territory in Lower Mesopotamia bordering on the Persian Gulf, inhabitants of Chaldea living on the Lower Euphrates and Tigris, those persons considered the wisest in the land by extension, right? So the modern day Chaldeans will be the top wicked elite, which are the bankers. All right. So going back, it says here, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." And when you look at what's going on with those wars between Israel and Palestine, you got more supporters for Ishmael than you do for the Amalekites, which shows you that these Amalekites aren't as favors that they once used to be. All right. right? They're no longer no longer are they considered tender and delicate, right? The majority of the world hates the Amalekites, really. Okay, especially with the violence that's going on over there in the land. It says, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. And what's the shame? The shame goes into all the wickedness that these Edomites are really about. The evil and wickedness that they're really about, and how they've disguised themselves to be the so-called people of the light, or so-called pure. That's why they tag that word white to themselves. Okay, and it says, "I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." That's Yahushua. When Yahushua comes back to basically put these guys out and put them into slavery, because the Edomites are going to go under slavery under the Israelites, starting with the 144,000. He's not going to come back as a man. He's going to come back as an angelic force. It says, "As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand." And that's basically how they were able. That's how they were able to have us in subjection. The Lord gave us into their hands. But the pride of their heart has led them to believe that they've done it with their own power. It says, "Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancients has thou very heavenly laid thy yoke. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart." Okay, and what don't these Edomites, starting with the top wicked elites, lay to their heart is prophecy. Okay, they don't lay to the heart, which means they disregard the prophecy of them being taken down by Yahushua.
A quick read up for you. We move on, brother. Psalms 49 and 11.
Pull it up. Psalms chapter 49, verse 11, and it reads,
as it pertains
their
to Esau.
inward thoughts, their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
Sure. So, you know, it's pertaining to the scripture you just read that you're bringing forth, that this man has no, belief that his time to rule has an ending, because he does take on this godlike mindset, right? As this, and you don't blame him. He has the Lord's children under his feet, right? So it's in his head, it's a good position to be in, but because we have been brought up on game, we know, he's gonna be judged for it, right?
Right.
Because he is spearheading this council to basically be contrary to the Lord's and the Lord's people, right? And that's from the Psalms 83 on down, right? So the death thing crafty counsel. Okay, so Esau is a mastermind behind all this wickedness, man.
That's right. And and the world is starting to see that too.
Yeah, I got a precept. I have some precepts as a matter of fact, because this lesson is called Esau will be judged out of the book of the law. So we're going into the
practice. I just got 3 more verses. I'll just finish them up real quick.
Continue, brother.
That's all good. Isaiah 47 and 6, it says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient has thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Yeah, and the retirement age has been pushed back, up to 75 years old. I think 80 years old. You know, so Esau wants you really working forever. He wants you working until you're dead.
Wicked, man.
All right. Verse 7 it says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Right? What's the latter end of it? The latter end of the prophecy is that Esau would be taken down from his throne by Yahushua and put into slavery under the true Israelites, right? That the Bible speaks of, starting with the 144,000, the elect. Verse 8, it says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of any children. And this mindset, right, starting with the top wicked elites, has trickled down to the average everyday Edomite in America, in Babylon the Great. All right, North America is pampered, man. They have never seen what's going on over there in the East. They have never witnessed or come across anything or any horrific events like that. That's why when it comes over here, these people are gonna bug out, man. They're gonna completely bug out. Verse 9, it says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries. Right? And when you go into the things that Esau uses to sorcerize the whole world, you know, you go into the music, you go into the food, right? The sexual morality, right? And it goes on and it goes on. And for the great abundance of thy enchantments, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me, right? And because the Most High is long suffering, scriptures talk about how because sentence against an evil work isn't executed speedily, the thoughts of man, roughly paraphrasing, how's it go again? The inward thought of man is that they won't perish, roughly paraphrasing, something like that.
In them to do evil.
Right. It's in them to do evil. The water. So it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. So basically, Esau is calling himself a god. He's calling not just a god, but he's calling himself the God. All right. And it says here, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. Yeah, you can't turn back prophecy. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. That's it on that. You can get your precepts.
Yeah. Straightforward. Let's go to it. So simply put, as I said, like I said, as this lesson is going out, it's simply showing that he's going to be judged out of the book of the law. Right? There's special instruction given in regards to this character. So his character, we talked about his crimes, and we talk also about his judgment. So there's many more scriptures on this. So go to Isaiah 14 real quick. Isaiah 14 and verse 19. Right? We don't have to read the whole thing. We might come back to it, but I just needed to blaze through these precepts because they have this guy as some mythical person inside of these books. But here's the scriptures, and we've gone over them. So Isaiah 14 and 19 first.
So it says here, Isaiah 14 and 19. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot.
Straightforward. So we're listing the thing. It says he's an abominable branch. Okay, so there's really no hope for this guy. This is how he's set up. Okay, this is who he is. And his job was lying and saying he's a good guy. But the Lord made him this way. Okay. If you could go to Malachi 1 verse 2 and 3.
Yep. And I just look up abominable real quick. It says here to abhor, right? Be abominable, to do abominably. And isn't that what these Edomites do? Look at the condition, state of the world. Right? It's completely abominable. Right? You got males, you got males becoming females, females becoming males, you got them being in between.
Yeah.
Right? It says in a ritual sense, and these guys are all about, the scriptures just talked about how they're all about their sorceries and witchcraft.
Yeah.
Okay. When what holiday is coming down the pipe is Halloween.
Yeah.
That's a ritual holiday. And a lot of children are going to be abducted. A lot of children are going to be killed on that day as a sacrifice.
Yep.
Right? In an ethical sense, it says to loathe, regard as an abominable, ritual sense, ethical sense, it causes an abomination. Right? Yahushua said, when the abomination of desolation comes, talking about Esau, Edom, at that time they were calling themselves the Romans. Okay. So you wanted to get Malachi, right?
Yeah. Start at 1 to the 3rd verse.
Okay. So Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh to Israel by Malachi.
There you go. So Salakis, just wanted to say this, right? So here you have prophet of the Lord, just like the men that are giving utterance to speak right now in spirit and in truth, and that starts with the apostles and elders on down. There is a burden to bring this out that the Lord put on them, because it's serious stuff, because it's going to list this character that is in rule, this base man. So I just wanted to say that this burden is a special burden, right? Because he's being judged out of the book of the law. Continue, brother.
It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet I have loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Beautiful. We know that he's called the waste man when he was born. Wasted away is he, right? You people can go back and read the story at home. Genesis chapter 25, I believe. Well, it lists the whole thing there. But 36 is his book, Esau's book, okay, in the book of Genesis. I believe it's 36 that goes into his heritage. And he's also called a waste man, right? Wasted away is he. So yeah, this word here, hated, right? The Lord set him up to be disliked, right? Because that's what this word hate means. And, that's just how the Lord set it up, for him to be disliked, because he is the wicked. That's the point on that.
And this, I want to mention too, this also happened when, they were living up in those, in the caves, man. This is, you can link this with Job 30 that we read earlier. They were living in the woods. And when you read the book, the 13th tribe, it talks, he goes into how, these people lived, right? The women would, scratch their private parts in public, and they would pull out lice from there and eat it. They would worship a phallus, they would even wear clothes until they evaporate off of their bodies, so they were literally living like animals, man, like beasts. And the Lord has put them at the top, right, to rule the world, man. And that's why you see the world is everybody in the world outside of the elect are living like beasts, which means they're given to their lust, right? No restraint from their lust.
Beautiful. I'm glad you mentioned that real quick. And that evil has multiplied there. I mean, they eat placentas today. They're just, there's no end to this guy. There's no end to him, But yeah, it's really bad. Just go down to the 5th verse, brother, and
Okay.
young officer.
It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. This is
the Lord of armies. Beautiful. You said it. You said it earlier on, in regards to his destruction. All right. So I just wanted to say that for those at home. The Lord of hosts means the Lord of armies, who's going to throw him down. Go continue.
And I just wanted to mention too, this is why they came over here to the new so-called new world, because it really wasn't new, because you had our people, the northern tribe, that were already over here for centuries before they came over here in 1492. And so it goes on to say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build and I will throw down. And they shall call them the borders of wickedness. Yeah, and that's over here in America, the Americas. All right, starting with Babylon the Great and even Canada. These are over here is the border of wickedness. Because when you look at the East, the East, it's the way they govern their countries over there. Even though they've drunken up the wine, they're not as drunk as the people over here in North America. Okay, people over here in North America are beyond drunk off that wine. So when you look at how things run over here, and you look at how things are run over in the East, it's like two different worlds. So it says, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the borders of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh has indignation forever. Yep, and that's going to be witnessed when them nuclear missiles, ICBM missiles, drop over here in North America, starting with Babylon the Great. Verse 5, it says, your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord Yahweh will be magnified from the border of Israel.
Wow. It's interesting. You're going to laugh. Well, what I'm going to say, because this word border as a noun, when you go into it, 14th century, it talks about the edge of a shield. Right? And we know the prominent families, Mr. Red Shield, Mayor M. Bauer, they started out as that, and which go back to their crest, Red Shield. But yes, so it says it there when you go into the word border as a noun. It tells you if you can receive it, you folks at home. Anyway, that's it on that.
Akim, got any other precepts?
Yeah, I have more. If brothers don't have any, go ahead. Just link with verse 4, but we can come back to that later, because
okay. I'm gonna pull out Nahum 3, and I'm gonna read from 1 to 6. So it says Nineveh's complete ruin. So Nineveh, the modern day Nineveh, would be America. Okay, which America is also spiritually Egypt, spiritually Babylon, right, and Sodom and Gomorrah as well. So it says here, Nahum 3 and 1, woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. Yep. The prey departeth not. And who's the prey? The prey is you Israelites. All right. And the so-called Negro, Latino, North American Indian. Okay. And it says, the noise of a whip. And, America is a bloody city. Okay. Look at how America was built and how it was founded. When you go into the history, there was almost a complete genocide of the Northern Kingdom. All right, to get this land. And it's full of lies. Everything, right down to the financial system. You got people that think, the majority of people in North America believe the $20 bill in their pocket is real money, when it's not just but a paper or a debt note. That's really what it is.
It's a fugazi.
Yep. It says, slack this brother trying to.
I'm back. Sorry about that, Akiums. The internet, the power cut out in the neighborhood. so I just came over
Yeah, all
here.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
It says, verse 2, the noise of a whip, the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots, right, which goes into the cars, business. It says, the horseman lifteth up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses. Yeah, that glittering spear is those missiles, right? And those missiles are gonna kill a lot of people. Just like what's going on over there in Israel is a foreshadowing of what's coming over here to North America. You see all the carcasses and all the dead bodies. There are gonna be a lot of dead bodies over here in America, man. It says, and there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon their corpse. A lot of dead bodies. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, which is America, Babylon the Great, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through whoredoms, right? Financially, even through the food, right? And most importantly, financially, man. That's why a lot of these nations are pissed. Okay, that's why you see nations like Russia, China, like the BRICS, developing, a dollar outside of developing a currency outside of the American dollar. A lot of these nations want to see America destroyed, man. And the Most High is going to put a spirit on these kings of these various nations to turn on America. When you read Revelation, the 17th chapter, it talks about that. It says that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft.
Wow. That's powerful precept. You basically broke it down in essence and in great detail, because these nations are deceived. They think they're going to come in, these BRICS, they think they're coming in as the next power.
That's right.
Inside their heads. But it just says that they're deceived. Anyway, continue. The Lord has deceived them through Edom.
Yep. And America is completely demoralized, man. And that's what they've done with these other nations too. Right? China has banned westernized media from their people. Right? And they've done that for a reason, because the media, which is where you get the word medium from, it's just a form of witchcraft. Right? All these different media platforms, Instagram, what's it called? Snapchat, Facebook, all these things are likened to witchcraft, okay, and sorceries, because they play upon the mind of the people. All right. It says, and families through their witchcrafts. It says, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. And that's happening right now via the prophets.
Yep.
Okay. When you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, right, it talks about how, let me get that real quick, actually. The Lord is using the prophets, okay, to prophesy this word against Esau, Edom, 2/3 of Israel, and the other nations. And the prophecies are a witness against Esau, man. So, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no accounts of his labors. All right. Going back, it says, Nahum 3 and 5, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness. So the shame, right? The nakedness is talking about the shame, and the shame goes into their wickedness, man. Right? All the pedophilia that's associated with America, right? The backwardness of genders. Okay, and it goes on, and even the medical system, all the poison that they put in the medical system, the food, everything, man. It says, and the kingdoms thy shame, and I will, especially the financial system. That's also a shame because the kingdoms, every nation knows that the dollar is empty, man. There's nothing backing the dollar. It's just an imaginary. It's just an imagination. It's just an illusion. Slacking.
Wow, beautiful.
Okay, verse 6 it says, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. Right? And that's getting ready to happen on a large scale, man. It says, and it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh, which is, the modern day Nineveh is America, is laid waste. Who will bemourn her? Whence shall I seek comforts for thee? Yep. And another scripture that links with this is I forgot the scripture particularly, but it talks about, roughly paraphrasing, how if Babylon would be healed, right, you should find balm for her, no balm for her pain, and Babylon won't be healed. There's nothing that they can do that's going to heal the state of America. Okay, they're going to use the CBD system, the MOTB system, right, as a means to we call heal Babylon. But the scriptures in Job, it talks about when his belly is full, and while he's eating. Actually, I'm going to get that real quick. So that is my next scripture.
Yeah, Jeremiah 58, 1 and 8. That's the one you wanted before that. Yeah, balm for her pain. Good of you. Yeah, for the record.
Job 20 and 17.
And fourth.
In the river flow. It's like I'm just looking through this real quick to see where I want to start. Yeah, I'll start at 22. Job 20 and 22, it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, right? And the fullness of his sufficiency is talking about basically when they set up this new world order system, and they got the majority of the world sea-hipped. Okay, because the only people that are not going to take up the sea-hip is the hopeful elect. He's going to be in straits, and the straits is talking about war, right? Because Revelation 17 talks about how the nations are going to hate the whore. The Most High is going to put a spirit on these nations, the kings of these nations, to hate the whore. And basically, they're going to start shooting missiles at each other. And every hand, see, it says right here, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him when he is about to fill his belly. Again, right? Setting up the New World Order system, sea-hipping everybody. Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. ICBM missiles, the chariots, spaceships, so-called UFOs, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right?
No, Elder, the 22 that are wicked, that shall come upon him, are those heathens, nation, and Jake too.
Khan. Right. Khan. It says here, verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Right? Those are the missiles. Now, the top wicked elites are going to flee from the iron weapon. What does that mean? It means that that's why that's the term that you got dumps, right? Deep underground bunkers. And these top wicked elites, right? These top wicked elites, they have these bunkers ultimately that they're going to use and run into to hide themselves from the nuclear war, World War III. Okay, but pursuant to prophecy, those are just actually slave bunkers, because once the elect descend, starting with 144,000, descend from the chariots, they're going to put chains and shackles upon the top wicked elites. All right, and they're going to be serving the elect, okay, and building up the kingdom of Israel, burying bodies. So they're actually just being saved for slavery. Verse 25, it says, "It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall," right, which is the silos, missile silos. "Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in the secret places, and a fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle." Yeah, because you're going to be consumed and destroyed once those missiles are shot. And the only way to escape those missiles is either in a bunker or in a chariot. Okay, it says, "The heavens shall reveal his iniquity." And how's the heavens revealing the iniquity? Through this prophecy. All right, through this truth that is spoken by the prophets, man, which are the mouthpiece of the Lord.
He's judged by the book of the law.
That's right.
From out of the book of the law. Excuse me.
That's right. "The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him." Okay, and we're witnessing that right now. Like I said earlier, you have more supporters for Ishmael than you do for these Amalekites right now. Okay, the world's hating on these Amalekites. And it says, "The increase of him," the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath.
Right.
This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh, by Hashem El Shai.
Beautiful.
Khan. That's it for me.
I just have one precept if brothers don't have anything.
Khan.
All right. So we like I said, it's a powerful lesson. I believe we stayed in the precepts of the Decalogue, and it came out on him. No doubt his character, his crimes, and his judgment. So go to Deuteronomy 25, because all those precepts were lifted from this. Deuteronomy 25, read the 17th verse, the 18th verse, and the 19th verse, and that's it. Right? Because it is in there. He was judged.
So Deuteronomy 25 and 17. "Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way, and smote the hindermost of thee." Right, the Israelites that were at the back of the line, so to speak. "Even all that were feeble behind thee," right, "when thou was faint and weary, and he feared not Yahweh. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord Yahweh thy power hath given thee rest from all thy enemies round about, in the land which the Lord Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance, to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it."
Beautiful.
Right? And Obadiah goes into that too. Obadiah talks about how we're going to be slacking. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to simply say, young officer, that's law. Deuteronomy 25 and 17. There's 613 laws. That's law 603 is the 17th verse, and law 604 is the 18th verse, and law 605 is the 19th verse. So yes, it is true for you people out there. If you miss it, that's too bad. You got to talk to the Lord about that. But it's straightforward, man. He's being judged out of the book. Okay, and this is what's going on for him. Okay, he is finished.
That's right.
That's all I got on that.
Khan. All right, Khan. Any other precepts before we close up? Khan, beautiful. All right, so with that, we're going to close this lesson. We're going to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, and double honors to the apostles and also great millstone who rule well, and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect that are also pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, starting with 144,000, and as well as your little amount of sisters that believe. All right, and we're going to say Abba Ball. Kwame Ashala to the hopeful elect.
Wow.